Matter how good we are or how bad those guys are, Eagles fans' hatred of the Dallas Cowboys remains consistent. Before Tomey's heroics, the Phils weathered a 3-run Marlins storm with the help of Mother Nature. Mike Lieberthal made the contact, and this wind did the rest. The Sixers gave their fans another option besides a trip to the mall this afternoon. How about a matinee against the Washington Wizards? And both teams didn't hold back when it came to shopping for points. Before the game, the Sixers activated Aaron McKee. He's back from a shoulder injury. Kyle Korver has found a home in the starting lineup, and he's making a living dropping threes. 6 for the game. Korver finished with a career-high 26 points. Now, final seconds of the game, Jarvis Hayes wants to play some more. He nails the 3 to send this one into overtime, but in OT. 3.9 seconds left, and AI emerges.
The steal by Iverson, posting in! He won it! He won the game!
Allen Iverson comes up big, and the Sixers win the game 116 to 114. And AI is making a habit of those game-winning shots. That's the second time this month. But I hear that's not the biggest sports story in town tonight.
No, you think that was exciting?
Fans are now starting to make their way inside Lincoln Financial Field. This place, I tell you, is going to be rocking. I talked to some of the tailgaters. These guys started partying at 10 a.m. One guy even got here at 2 a.m. last night. Well, I know one thing. Those boos are getting louder and louder, and I'm sure those players are hearing them. Matt, remember back in spring training when the Phillies had that saying, the time is now? They even made T-shirts with that on. Well, obviously that time has now passed. I've got a new saying for this team. Losing is a disease, and the Phillies cannot find a cure as they suffer another devastating loss at home. Now that slot machines have become a reality, the question turns from will to when. Construction has already begun, but the sounds of slots at Philly Park won't happen overnight. But there is a timetable in place. Historic Lambeau Field, an amazing site filled with a lot of great football history. Packers wide receiver Antonio Freeman has been a big part of that history, and his past also includes a very memorable season with the Philadelphia Eagles. But after the team decided not to re-sign Freeman, he's now been repacked. And he admits this Sunday he's putting his team first ahead of any personal grudges.
53 guys just going to be out there just battling and going to war.
And when you go to war with the Packers, you obviously need to stop Brett Favre. But there's another weapon in the Packers' backfield who's already proven he can fly through the Birds' defense. Prime time is just one of the many weapons on the Ravens' defense. This will definitely be a fight on the defensive side of the ball. The Ravens' D has proven to be more productive at times than their offense. In the last 5 games, 6 interceptions have led to 3 touchdowns. The 7th-ranked defense in the league will be a test like no other for the undefeated Birds. The Braves know everything about making the postseason, but the Phils and Marlins are both new to the grind. What a difference a day makes, especially when you're playing for the rights of October. After Tuesday's embarrassing loss to the Phils, you could literally hear a pin drop in the Marlins locker room. Wednesday night, that was a different story. After their win, the confidence was back, and so was their game-and-a-half lead. But after Thursday's heartbreaker, the atmosphere shifted back to frustration once again. Well, at every training camp, you always hear the term, it's a numbers game. Well, this time it's true, as at the afternoon practice. There was a major trade, and with the details, I brought in Jeremiah Trotter and Nate Wayne. What is the deal?
Well, came to a conclusion during practice. You know, I was watching Jeremiah. He didn't look the same. And I just decided, you know, to go ahead and trade the number 54 for the number 51 to make him happy.
Are you happy now?
Listen, Nate has made my day. And I'm sure he made a lot of Eagles fans' day, too, because a lot of fans don't have to go out and buy a number 51, so they can just pull their jersey out the bottom of their closet with the Trotter, or even ones with Trader on the back, and get it switched over.
5-4, thanks for your time. 5-1, thanks for your time. Let's send it back to our Comcast Sportsnet studios. They are back in black, and joining me now is linebacker Dhani Jones. And do you like the black cleats?
Back in black.
That's the song, AC/DC, Back in Black, right?
How's it go? You going to sing it for me? Sing it for me.
If you help me,
I don't know the song. You're supposed to know the song.
Back in Black! Isn't that how it goes?
I don't know.
Now it's your turn.
Back in black! I don't know the rest of it. That's like big hair band.
Well, do you like the black cleats?
Well, I love the black cleats, except when my feet sweat profusely when it's like 100 degrees outside.
Talk about this team. You're the new kid on the block. Have they let you sit with them at the lunch table yet?
I get to sit sometimes with the big boys. I mean, I like to invade on some conversations and have a good time, but, you know, they welcome.
Finally, Donovan McNabb took part in the first media football game at the Eagles complex, not as a player, but as a coach. It was TV and radio versus the print media. And Mike Rogers, our very own, nice wheels, Mike, scrambling in for the touchdown run. Sound effects added. And I guess the coach likes what he sees. It certainly looks like that. What do you think?
Inside Lincoln Financial Field, the sounds of silence will remain until next season. Outside, that's a different story. You can hear their fans' anger a mile away.
I'm angry! 3 points! 3 stinking points!
Yep.
I don't know what to do. I can't take it anymore. I just can't take it anymore. I'm sick of the drop passes. I'm sick of Thrash. I'm sick of Pinkston. And I'm sick of Reed.
Anytime we play in these big games like that, the weaknesses show up. They have receivers. Nobody can get open. McNabb got hit way too many times. And you know what? A letdown again. It's just tough to stomach. Tough to stomach to sit on a third year in a row.
We suck, okay? And the third straight loss in the NFC Championship has become the toughest pill to swallow. Taking another step down the road of failure is tough. But when frustration begins to cloud your judgment, unfortunately, it's always easy to turn a hero into the scapegoat.
They need to get rid of McNabb. They need to get rid of Reed. 3 years in a row, we cannot do it with the people we have. I'm so disappointed.
I know Andy Reid and Donovan have done the best job they can, but you know what? They need to try harder because this is ridiculous. This is just ridiculous.
Reid made some bad calls. Defense didn't play very well. It's not McNabb's fault. Reid made bad judgment bringing him back in after he got hurt. He should have brought in Coy. That's what he should have did. And I still love the Eagles, and I'll be here next year.
We were all lathered up going.
Oh, yeah, that was bad.
It was lathered up. We should have won. Damn it, we should have won this game.
You know,
damn it, we should have won this game. No timeout, nothing.
So as this sea of anger spreads back into the city of Philadelphia, it's clear this team handed the town a loss they weren't ready to handle. Outside Lincoln Financial Field, Mike Rogers, Comcast Sportsnet. The Sixers have won 3 straight. That's a season high for a team that remains 3 games under 500. The division-leading Knicks came to town on Friday, and after sitting out of practice on Thursday, Allen Iverson and his sprained right index finger were back in action and ready to go at tip-off. The Sixers jump out to a big lead in the first. Iverson finds Kenny Thomas in the corner, and that's a 3. Thomas with a team-high 26. The Sixers led by as many as 19 in this one. But don't count out the Knicks just yet because, Houston, we have a problem. Allen Houston, with 2.8 seconds left, ties the game at 100. We're going into overtime, and the Sixers went ice cold. They had their shots. The only problem, they didn't fall. Korver, Iverson, Green. It was a team effort. And by the way, that is not vanilla ice as the Sixers blow it. 113 to 107. Staying in the NBA, this trade will have a big impact on the Eastern Conference. The Nets and Raptors have made a deal that will send Vince Carter to New Jersey for Alonzo Mourning, Aaron Williams, Eric Williams, and 2 first-round draft picks. But the Nets will have to wait for Carter to get healthy. He's currently on the injured list with a bad Achilles. Good news for the Eagles at practice on Friday. T.O. was back on the field for the first time this week. Andy Reid said that Terrell Owens practiced well and that he should be ready to go on Sunday when the Birds face the Dallas Cowboys. Derek Burgess, Hollis Thomas, and Nate Wayne aren't as lucky. They will not play in this game. And all those bumps and bruises can take a toll by week 15. A big part of the NFL that some players have just gotten used to.
It's tough for everybody, and nobody's really healthy this time of year. You know, everybody's got bumps and bruises, so it's not fun when you're feeling that way. Obviously, it's fun to play the game, but you hate to have to be so beat up sometimes.
While the future at quarterback remains cloudy for the Cowboys, it looks like they may have found themselves a running back. The Eagles didn't see rookie Julius Jones the last time they met, but since he's come back from the injured list, Jones has made a name for himself, picking up 517 rushing yards over the last 4 games.
He's a big part, man. He's running the ball well. He's getting behind that big offensive line and making some great cuts and racking up some yards. So we got to do a good job of trying to stop him.
And don't forget to keep it here. At FOX29 this Sunday, we get you warmed up with Game Day Live. Don Tollefson will have the latest on the Eagles as they get ready for kickoff. Then at noon, Fox NFL Sunday takes a look at the rest of the NFL. The boys and birds will get things started at 1. And how about after the game? Keep it on Fox for the best post-game show in town. A full day of Eagles coverage only on Fox 29. How about some baseball news now? When the Yankees look under their Christmas tree, they are still hoping to find the big unit. Trade rumors involving Randy Johnson just won't go away. The latest is a three-way swap. The Yanks would get the big lefty, the Dodgers get Javier Vasquez, and the Diamondbacks would get Shawn Green and pitcher Brad Penny. Now, the Yankees are confident they have finally found the right combination for Johnson, but don't count your big units before they hatch. This trade is far from becoming official. And finally, 'tis the season for the Phillies to give back to the community. A whole team of helpers were on hand, as Friday was the team's annual holiday dinner for the homeless, and that's some good-looking gravy right there. Manager Charlie Manuel was stirring up the holiday feast, and Phillies president David Montgomery provided the gifts. A $10,000 check to the Bethesda Project Homeless Facility. And if they're not going to spend that kind of money on pitching, at least they should give it to a good cause.
Absolutely. Baseball has been good to me. I just don't think I would be as successful had it not been for the game to as a subject of what I do.
What he does will impress you with every stroke.
Get some fresh paint.
And the name at the bottom of the portrait is one I'm sure you've seen.
Dick Perez?
Dick Perez has been capturing Phillies history for the last 31 years. They say every picture has a story. So consider this artist a storyteller of our national pastime.
This is Calumet Stadium. You have a certain quirkiness to your personality that runs through the poet, the writer, the musician, the painter, the sculptor. There's something there. They want to express themselves or something, or they feel they want to say something, but they don't want to say it on a podium. They want to say it in some other way of expression. Now, here's a great story. This is
what Perez has been trying to express? The artistic elements found in this classic game. Nuances and details he's magnified in his life's work.
There's just a lot of color. There's a lot of ballet, a lot of body movement, a lot of opportunity to display the human form in doing great things.
But it's the smallest things that Perez is the most proud of. The eye of the creative beholder finds his beauty in many different ways.
I like the Mike Schmidt because it was a great experiment in how many different colors you can have. If you go into that face and you look and you see all the different colors that a face has, or a skin, you know, there are blues and greens and reds and oranges and yellows, and they're all there. And that kind of fell together nicely for me. The glove in the Carlton painting is I don't know why, but that worked out terrific. I just look at that and I might just cut it out and just frame that. Just the glove in the hand, the way it's so, and it's personal, and I you know, I don't think you can really choose one, you know.
If there was one area that allows the artist his truest form of expression, it would come from the players of days past.
Some great names. I mean, this is the cream of the crop. But I prefer painting older uniforms because they're baggy. They have folds all over the place. Some of the faces have folds all over the place. Some of the old ball players, hard-drinking old guys that you know, like the Eddie Planks and the Rube Waddells, all those guys were all hard-drinking guys, and it showed in some of their faces.
And the window of opportunity has reemerged for Perez. The Phillies' new ballpark will feature a gallery of his work, a tribute that will allow you to brush up on the history of the game.
You have changes of uniforms, you have ballpark changes, you have signage that doesn't exist anymore, you have fans who they all wore hats to the ballpark. You had kids who actually got on the field to get autographs, nothing's prepared. So there's a lot of that you can create images of. And my hope is to accomplish that among the 32 paintings that I'll be doing for this particular section in the new ballpark. I think this is ready.
The finishing touch to a remarkable career.
It's a keeper.
I'm Mike Rogers for Comcast Sportsnet. There's nothing better than a night at the ballpark, even when you're on a limited budget. Well, I'm starting with $20. I want to know if it's going to get me in the building and how much money I'm going to have left for food.
Believe it or not, getting in for less than $20 is a possibility. When you go to this bank, there's still a chance to walk away with some change.
It's $5, sure.
Well, we have a couple of bargains, not only standing room, but we have something, for instance, on tonight's game, where we have seats in our 300 and 400 level. If they're not sold by 4 o'clock, we actually drop the prices down. From the $18 seats drop down to $14, and the $15 seats drop down to $10. And a lot of people know that and come to the games and look for those bargains.
If the game happens to be sold out, a bargain can still be found. In the early going, standing room only has become a hot ticket. 500 standing room tickets remain hours before game time, but most leave the yard in a hurry.
Out of here!
They're $10 each, and you can stand anywhere where there's standing available, either on the concourse or upstairs.
And if you're standing for $9, don't worry. There's still a place to put your favorite hot dog and beer. You can thank Phillies president David Montgomery for that idea. But when it comes to finding a steal on Ashburn Alley, there's only one place to turn.
$1 hot dog, that's a pretty good buy.
Dollar dogs, have to have them. All the little kids and adults too. $1 hot dog, $1 pretzel, and $1 soda.
And as you can tell, it is the same size as the regular hot dog.
Oh, that I wouldn't guarantee. I wouldn't guarantee that.
But it tastes just as good.
Oh, it's delicious.
That's the best $1 hot dog that I've ever had.
Right here.
Now, if you've got the cash, your favorite ballpark treat can be found. Food prices around the ballpark remain consistent, but fan favorites seem to vary.
A cheesesteak, you have to, you're in Philly.
Definitely a pretzel. It's Philadelphia. You have to get a pretzel. Cotton candy.
Sausage sandwich is the best. No, definitely.
It's awesome.
Onions, everything on it.
When you come to the ballpark, is that the one thing you have to get every time?
Most definitely. That or a cheesesteak, but I think tonight I'm going to have both.
Unfortunately, my 20 won't let me go that far, but the bottom line to this game is that baseball still remains the best buy in town.
Whole evening at the ballpark, how much are you looking to spend?
About $60, $70 usually.
Is it worth it?
Absolutely. I love baseball. I've always loved baseball, so yeah, definitely worth it.
In fact, a family of 4 could come down tonight for $40. In this day and age, you can barely go to a movie for $40, so it is a great bargain.
One of the best things about Citizens Bank Park is if you happen to be a little low on cash, well, they now take credit cards at most of the concession stands. What a convenience that is.
I'm sorry, Mr. Rogers. It looks like your credit card's been denied.
Good thing it's Citizens Bank Park. An ATM is always right around the corner. For Phillies Clubhouse, I'm Mike Rogers.